you guys know me? Okay. Uh, let me launch my demos. Okay, so today we'll be going through insecure implementation of core features, IDOR, which stands for insecure direct object. Okay, insecure direct object. Was it relation? Insecure direct object reference. So for those who do not know about IDOR, it's a vulnerability where an attacker has control over the kind of has control over an ID input, whether it's a GUID or a normal numerical ID or the Mongo ID. That is, I don't know if it's MD5. Yeah, if it's between that, uh, that one is successful. Today we'll be looking at an application that is vulnerable to IDOR. It's a simple chat app uh, that that has a vulnerable implementation of that the messaging is vulnerable to IDOR. It's implemented poorly. So okay, my demos are up. Let me share my screen properly. So let me share my screen. So yeah, okay, this is the demo app, and as you can see, it's running. Let's close that for now. Start back. Today we are kind of winging it. So yeah, today we're going to approach it. Okay, so here is our demo app. So first, open a BAP browser for the attacker.
George, could you kindly share the full screen?
Okay. I accidentally request BAP. So as BAP launches, okay, so here is where we'll have our victim. We have our victim here, and the BAP will be hosting our attacker. The BAP browser will be hosting our attacker session. So I have already created a few users. We have admin, we have the hacker user. So let's log in. Okay. So we are logged in as the hacker. We have an admin user. Let's add our victim user. So we create an account. Let's use this one. So we have 3 users. So here we are logged in as our victim user. No, let's do that way. So this is the hacker user. Let's refresh so that we can see all the users. So as you can see, we have this looking all users. So this is the request that gets all users. So today we'll be trying to impart. Okay, that's very weird. Okay, that's so okay. So as you can see, once we get users, we have the admin user and their ID. We have Stella and her ID, and okay, that's all because we are not returning information about ourselves. So okay, so let's start a few conversations. So let's say, hey admin. Okay, as Stella, let's also text admin. we'll be impersonating we'll be impersonating admin and Stella, the conversation between admin and Stella. So as you can see, we have two conversations here. We have hey there, and we have hey admin. So as an first of all, uh, let's talk a little about IDORs. So that so that I can launch the okay. According to Potsuga, IDOR or insecure direct object references are a type of access control mechanism that allows users to access the ID for the customer number ID. It's not random. This one is numerical. It's incrementing by one. So you can, if you change this to 1 2 3 5 1 1 3 2 3 5 4, you would be able to access another customer's account. So basically, what happens when we look at our application, let's first go through what happened when we were trying on doing messages. So as we can see, we have this get messages. First, it takes in an ID between it takes in from who and to who. So let's see how that one works. So if we send this is our conversation. So if we were to come here as an admin and reply hey, and we get this, you see, we get the hey. So this is our conversation. So as you can see, it's taking in an ID as from. So this is the conversation from who to who. So as you can see, if you take this ID and we come to this where we are getting other users, you see this ID matches that. This is because this is our ID. And when you check this, and the admin. So but we also have other IDs. We have access to other IDs. So let's see. Let's change from who to who. Let's change our ID to Stera's ID and try to get that conversation. As you see, that's an IDOR. We have changed the ID to somebody else's ID, and we have gotten the conversation. Their conversation. So okay, let's reply as the admin. Okay, this is Stella. Let's do the admin. And you see, so that you can see when you send, as you can see, we are getting access to their messages. So basically this is what an IDOR looks like. It's insecure implementation. So now let's go. So okay, so if it was a bug hunting site or a VDP, this would have been bug one, which maybe let's call it a P3, a medium. Yeah, medium, yeah, suits it, because it can be higher depending on the type of data that is being shared between users. If maybe this ID was accessing more. So also now this is get users, get users. Get. Mm. I forgot. Now we have another one. As you can see, this is the message that we sent. If you remember, we sent this hey admin message. As you can see, it's here, hey admin. This is the message. This is to who, the parameter you saw, and from who. So if you have already guessed, this one is gonna be either a P2. You can impersonate someone else. Then you can corrupt tabs in bugs. Tab you can rename and corrupt tabs in Babsuite so that you can manage your UI and workflow better. So as you can see, uh, if if we change this message, if we change that, it says message added successfully. If we refresh this and select our admin text, you see the message was added. So this is our chat to the admin. And if we come and where was it? This one. If we search, it gets the our text to the admin. Now we can, using the IDOR bag, we can first we take another user's ID. We'll be creating messages on behalf of other users. As you can see, since it's taking a from and to who, we can now at first we'll try to impersonate Stella. Then we'll go we'll try to impersonate admin, the admin. As you can see, there are no checks. There are no checks. So if we come and refresh this admin, as you see, we are able to send the messages. These IDs. Okay, so now if we swap the IDs, uh, as you can see, we get a message added successfully. And if we select our conversation, you see, we are able to impersonate both the admin and we are able to impersonate the admin and also impersonate Stella. So basically these are two bugs. So you would file two bugs since you are able to get this, you are able to get messages of other users, and you're also able to create messages on behalf of other users. You would file two bugs. So you would file those two bugs. Okay, now it's time we check the code, and I show you how the problem is arising, and we probably, and then we fire up a kind of fixed version, and we see how in maybe one way we could have probably avoided this issue. So first of all, we have the messages model. It's taking an array of users. It's taking a text as a string, and it's taking some timestamps. And let's go to messages controller. Okay, this is where we can find the bug. So we see get messages. This is an Express app. So this is JavaScript. So we see we have a try catch. First, we take two parameters. We take the from and to. If we can, we take this from, this parameter of from, and this to. Then we do a find. We are using, if you we are using MongoDB, so that's why you see here we are using Mongoose. So first, this get messages takes in an the from ID and to ID. It's get message. It takes the from and to. As you can see, there are no other checks. Then it sorts them by updated at, and then returns. It returns the messages. No other checks, nothing. It's just quick, something quick. It returns just no sanitization, nothing. So basically, if you are also able to get time, now we have this add message route. It takes in a from, it's this create message. It takes in a from, it takes in a from and a to, and the message. As you can see, it takes in message, which is a text, and takes in to and from, and then it performs an insert. If create, like the it would be insert in SQL, or I think it's a create also. I'm not that familiar with the SQL syntax. So it takes in the message, it takes in the message and then populates the DB with that data. So what happens, it message where Okay, in very layman's term, it's doing this kind of this. It's just creating a message, taking the two users, which are represented by from and to, and then creates the message by using by getting this message, which is text. One way that we could have potentially fixed one bug would have been, okay, let's do a hot fix. Maybe you're the program, and a hacker has reported this to you guys. One thing you could have done first, let's check the DB, and as you can see, we the DBs also have their special IDs. As you can see, they also have their special IDs. They also have their special IDs. The thing we could have done, we could have probably grouped this, and I will show in my secure demo. We could have probably grouped this and maybe performed a search from, like, find. We could have taken ID. Hey,
Wait.
hey, and then we could have await messages dot find. We could have done message, then we could have done ID. How was I doing it earlier? What? Oh, this is not using GUID, so we can use the ID. Okay, let's try this and see if it works or if you'll have an error. So let's send this get message, send to repeater, change the request method, and okay, we would need to change, where is it? What? Let's just do the body so that we don't change a lot of things and it becomes complicated. Let's see how this one goes. It doesn't return something. Okay, it didn't error out, so we know it's at least we know it partially works. Let's see if it will completely work or if it will error out. So yeah, it's erroring out somewhere because let's try to do this. If it doesn't work out, I will do the one that is the one that has an already fixed version. I wanted to show you guys how like in software development, how you kind of go through the issues that you have in your application and you try to fix them before you push to production. Let's see if this one will work. Okay, that one still doesn't work. supposed to get this message. Okay, don't know where the problem with that one is, so we fire up the fixed demo. And this one will cheat a little bit because using the UI is a little bit unstable and complicated, so we'll cheat a bit. Let's terminate our other sessions. Okay, which one is this? Server. As you can see, this one is using this. We have the WT. We need this to sign up. We need this to sign up the user. We need a few things so that we can create our user so that we can start playing with the demo. So first, let's change this post. Since we have let's check the API paths. Okay, so we have API sign up. And let's copy this again. Then we have to ensure that we are sending in JSON format. And we have what is this 3, 7, and 1. And let's remove this so that we can avoid the redirects. We have our user 1. Send this to boot. And then we have user. Have this. Let's see if it will create. Okay, so now we have two users. Now let's try to create a message so that I can show you how this one is handling the message creation. So Send to repeater. We have this chat endpoint. It's taking a recipient user ID. This one. It's it takes. It will create a table of chats with. So now we have this text and receiver. Let's quickly do those. Have text. We have receiver. That's spelled right. Let's see. Of course. Receiver. The first thing that we realize between the difference between these two, it's if we send this request like right now. Oh shit. Oh, it's not. It's API. API chats. Oh, we have to restart this. This is why the last session we handled exception. We did the first session we did an exception handling so that you don't have your server crashing in the middle of the night or when somebody sends in something that was not expected. Now, if we send this, we get unauthorized. However, if you come and check here, this one does not have any type of cookies. It doesn't have any type of authorization. So that could be bug number one, that these endpoints don't require any type of authorization. As you can see, we can basically remain with the bare minimum. I don't know if it will work. Okay, content length is required. Header, I don't think so. Okay, content type is required. Let's see. Oh, we stopped this server. Never mind. But as you can see, this one doesn't. Even the create message doesn't take any sort of cookies. As you can see, it's just host content. Doesn't no type of authorization that is here. However, for this, if you try to send any request to authorized APIs, you receive a for one errors. This is where our cookies, this JWT comes in. We have to add server. Yeah. It's not a valid ID. So yeah. First, let's to chat secure. Let's get some users. Let's get the ID of the admin. Let's see if we see what happens. Okay, still server error. I see where the error is coming from. From model is not defined. Let's quickly fix that. It's connected. As you can see, we have our first roadblock. The attacker has okay. This is more of a okay. Hey, Lost, can you disable your mic? Let's first stop that. Let's first disable that check since it isn't really necessary, and see if we get anywhere. No, Control Z. Let's see what happens. And it crashed. Oh, not yet. So you see, we get a message sent. However, I want to show you how we are handling that message. So that, as you can see, the only thing we have control over here is the receiver, the person we are sending the message to. So the only IDOR here would be a row that you are able to send a message to anyone. Maybe like if there was a prompted check for, maybe if you have dozen IDs, maybe a lot of IDs, you can send messages to almost everyone in those IDs. Now let me show you how we are handling that. If we come, where is Mongo? Chats, not that one, not that one, this one. As you can see, this is where we have our hello. So first we have this ID. It This ID is the message ID. So that we can use to fetch the ID using this. Now we have this text with and our ID. So we are texting with, where is that? As you can see, this the receiver ends with 91. This is the text with ends with 91. We have this ID. This is 6564, ends with 9B. If we check our users, okay, this is the admin user. Is it the admin user? Oh, this is the user. It ends with C. So let's check the chat, and as you can see, the user it ends with 9C. So let's now dive into the code. Since time is running out, let me show you how the code looks like. First, we are entering this try catch block, and then we get this const user ID. User ID. If you remember, during when we didn't have a JWT, we received an unauthorized error. That is because we have this middleware that checks if we have a header called authorization, then decodes the header and gets the user ID. This user ID is the one that is passed to most of these functions. As you can see, this user ID is the same with this user ID. And first, okay, we have a few console logs. First, we get the current user, which is, we'll take this user ID and we do find by ID. Then we get the recipient, which will take from the body. As you can see, the receiver in the text we are getting from request.body, which is this. This is the body, this is the request body, and the receiver is this, and the message is this, hello. So we take the text, which is hello, for console log. Now we get our current user, we get our recipient user, and then we create a new chat model which has all that, and then we insert into the database. This is a little bit complicated, we won't get into that. But what I wanted you to see importantly was this. that first we are handling authentication. Which the previous application wasn't doing. As you can see, we are doing auth checks. So if a user isn't authorized, they cannot send messages. We are also not using like previously where we had like the sender ID. We are not using that. We are using the user ID in the JWT. So the only way somebody can impersonate you in messages is if they have, what is it, if they have your JWT token, which if basically if they have your JWT token, you know you are already screwed. If somebody has your authentication token, you are already screwed. So they can basically do anything. So impersonating your text isn't even a concern at that point. So that's how that one works. It's just works like that. And we had that check that we disabled this check. If we wanted to be a little, if it was like maybe like we wanted it to be a little bit secure, we could okay, let's first, we could add this check that ensures first, before you text somebody, either you are following them, we can double check this and ensure that both of you have already connected before you start texting each other. Maybe something like how Instagram does, but for Instagram they handle it differently. Instagram, Facebook, if you are not connected to the user, your message will be taken to requests, maybe corrections, where if a user accepts your message request, then they'll be transferred. It's a whole another kind of form. We want to divert that into that right now. Now let's see. As you can see, for the messages, getting messages, we just use the user ID and we get all messages that user ID has. Let's close this, send this to repeater. Let's see, change request method. Let's see, okay, user chats and text with, okay, that's very that's very weird. I don't know why that didn't work. Okay. If we had a little bit more time, we could have maybe done a console.log. Let's see if the application is receiving the user ID first. First thing first. This is how you basically debug any application. Any application. Okay, it hasn't reloaded. Okay, it's reloaded. We are receiving the user ID, and I see. We are getting chat model find user ID. It's supposed to work. I don't know why it's not working. No idea why it's not working. Let's try this other JWT and see. Maybe it's an inconsistency thing. And this seems to either have crashed the server. Okay, that's very weird. Let's send the request again. Okay. Let's say maybe it's it was hanging from the previous request, and this is why we had that first session on error handling. Otherwise, your application would not be working at all. Okay, okay, that's yeah. It was hanging from the previous request, so I'm sure if we send right now, it will be hanging still. Yeah, and that's why you handle your errors properly. Okay, so basically I have shown you about a simple demo about IDOS, and we have I have also shown you how you can fix some of that, and I've I basically oh, I have shown you how you can fix most of those issues, and yeah, I think that's about it for today. Uh, Today the session wasn't supposed to be too long. It was supposed to be idols are not that complicated. It was supposed to be short. So yeah, and sorry the meeting started late. I don't know what was going on. Maybe the host maybe okay. Okay, me I'm done. Me I'm done. Okay. Mm, hmm, 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 hmm. A window. Nope. Share. Uh, so that was the demo. So yeah, I guess this is the part where I say thank you guys for attending the demo. Just talk, and if you have any question or if you didn't understand a specific part, you can it you can send in your questions on the chat before we end. Okay, Mike is asking so simple. Okay, yeah, it was supposed to be simple. It was supposed to be simple. Yeah, okay. It does. It's basically it's, it happens. Yeah, it depends on the context of the application. Uh, if if Mike is asking if it happens in the real world, it depends in the context of the application. For getting that messages, you could have a real developer could have added checks like to ensure that the person who is sending, if they are adamant on using the user ID, they could have ensured that the ID that is being sent by the attacker is the ID is the same ID in the session, or maybe it's the same ID. Basically, it's today's talk was supposed to be just a simple demo. It was supposed to be a simple demo. It represents where, like, if you checked the demo, you would have seen that basically not much of security was implemented. It was just some simple. Okay, the final demo is how you're supposed to implement it. But for that one, for the idle one, yeah, it's a rare case, but it can happen. I have had okay, I have encountered a very simple idol in a very popular Kenyan government site. That's very simple idol where you just change an ID. So in response to Mike, it can happen. It can happen, depends on how the developer implemented the feature. Yeah, it can happen where you just change one ID or you change something, and it just basically happens. So yeah, depends. It depends with the developer, but it can happen. So yeah, you can end the meeting if nobody else has a question.
Hi, George.
Hi.
I think that's fine. I think it's just that I understood well. That's why I'm thinking it's so simple.
Yeah, it depends on the developer. Actually, the that time that I found that I
Thanks for the
don't.
session.
Mhm.
Uh, mhm, mhm.
Mike,
Hi, George.
hey, we're waiting for you to end
I'm
the
gonna.
session.
I think it's okay. Uh, Thanks for the session. It was a nice one.
Uh-huh.
We hope to have you another time soon.
Mhm.
Because and me and everybody else here is learning
Uh-huh.
quite something. Now I see someone was asking whether there was a recording. John Collins, I don't know whether it was being recorded or being live streamed. Maybe John can answer that.
It was being live streamed on YouTube.
Okay, I think that, okay, then you can share the link here down for the ones who joined late. Let me see whether I can get the link before John. Since I got the link before John, I've shared it there. Uh, Thanks, Shell. Thanks, Samuel again. And thanks, George and John, and everyone for attending. I think that should be it. See you guys next time. I think you can leave now.